By the time that you're seeing this video, you may have already seen that the Snap FX recently launched at the CT Barber Expo. So you're probably wondering, what is so new about this tool? These absolutely wild Babyliss Pro's latest drop. I mean, it doesn't get more innovative than this. I can't even imagine what's coming next. Absolutely wild. Especially for traveling barbers, people that attend shows, people that do house calls would really benefit from having something like this. When I travel to trade shows, I'm literally bringing 2 to 3 sets of tools just so I don't have to go back and recharge, and something that will last me all day. Now, the good thing is I can actually travel with one set, one clipper, one trimmer, and just have these in my bag to keep me powered up for the entire day. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the differences between the metal collection clippers. So the reason why we have so many metal collection clippers is that there are many users who like different things. Let's start with the custom effects. A build your own colorway, pick your own blade. It comes equipped with 6,300 RPMs. And the cool thing with this is obviously you get to choose what color you want for each of it. Just recently after that, we came out with the Boost Plus. The Boost Plus comes in gold, but also the new influencer collection. Shout out to Frank, Los, and Patty for their matching clipperway. All of their new clippers comes with the Boost Plus specs, which means longer battery life and also higher RPM speeds. 6,300 here, now 6,800 here. And now that brings me to the Snap FX clipper. Everything will come with its own charging base. What's also cool with the Snap FX is that it comes with all the specs that the Boost Plus has. Now, the cool thing with these battery packs is that you'll always stay powered. While one is in the system while you're working, the other one is charging in the base. And when this one is done, you literally just swap it out, leaving you always connected to power. This is gonna be really great for me because, again, like I said, whenever I'm traveling, I don't always have a plug nearby, and especially when I'm going out of the country, which I am going next month, I'm excited to bring this one on the road because I'll just have battery packs ready to go, fully charged up in my room, and be able to swap that out throughout the day. Snap FX, where it gets its name from, is obviously from the sound. Snap in, snap back out. So it almost feels like you're loading a gun. Not that I've ever shot a gun before, but I can assume that's kind of what it sounds like. And also we're gonna do the same for our trimmer. Snap in, snap back out. Now you have an empty hole in this space right here. Someone asked what happens if the hair gets in here, but if you do, because it's hollow and it's kind of wide, you probably can get an air duster and be able to blow all the hair out, or even a blow dryer. You get 2 of those each. First time ever, LED ring all the way around. Solid blue is gonna be full battery, so I got to use this one yesterday. And now if I turn it on, it is a red blinking light, which is telling me I probably have less than 15 minutes left. Red, okay, I got a little bit of time left before I swap this out. Pretty cool. I'm always a huge fan of the LED lights because I always like to know how much power I have left. Another really cool feature is the guards. With any other clippers, you guys remember you had to buy these premium guards. These are the most durable, high quality guards that we have. I use this the most. So with any of the new Snap FX, the cool thing now is it comes with it. This is a bonus, and as you can see in the color difference, one is all black and one has this gold piece right here, right? So you'll get that whole set from the 0.5 up to the number 8. Clips on really easy, very tight as well, so these are definitely not gonna go flying off of the clipper at any point. Yesterday I had the opportunity to do a cut with the new set. One thing I forgot to mention that I really liked is this also comes with a new blade. This is a DLC fade blade. Now, if you saw this black blade before on the Black FX, which is the clipper that I got to do the influencer collection with, that is a graphite material. So this is DLC. If anybody is familiar with Patty, Los, or Frank's trimmer, it came with the DLC 2.0 blade, which is this one right here. And this one also comes on the Boost Plus trimmer. If you remember, the DLC 2.0, where I would summarize kind of where this blade sits as far as sharpness, is between a gold standard blade and a fine-tooth blade. So one step above the standard blade, the DLC 2.0 just hits a lot sharper and crispier than a standard blade. From my own personal test, that's kind of where I sit it. The fine tooth blade is gonna be really great for edging and lining. The standard blade is like that best of both worlds, but I feel like that DLC 2.0 blade just hits right on top of that. The line work on those blades feel like they're catching more hair as I'm edging, and also it's still great for removing bulk. So think of that feeling when you're using those DLC 2.0 blades on the trimmer, and now being able to have that also on a clipper. You can imagine that when you're cutting with this, it's gonna feel a lot crispier, it's gonna feel a little bit more sharp. Definitely, it's hard to explain. It's more of a feeling that I get than being able to explain it. If there's any barbers out there that do constantly test out different products, I think that is something that you'll also notice as well. I talk about using the gold titanium wedge blade a ton. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna be using this blade for a while because I wanna test it out for a little bit more, but it's already making me inch a little bit more towards back to the fade blade, but now instead of the graphite, this DLC. Another thing that I remember when I was using these to cut yesterday, you know, you still have the same beautiful 5 locking detents that all of the other metal collection has. Low Pro, I mean X3, all of them have locking detents. What I did notice is that as I was cutting, there's a different balance to this than I feel with the older metal collection tools. This one kind of feels like it's either top or handle heavy. This one I feel like the weight distribution feels a little bit more even. So I did a little demo taper on the back of one of my clients' hair yesterday. So I'm gonna run that through right now so you guys can see the before and process of doing a taper just using these tools plus my foil shaver. It was super effortless. It didn't feel like it snagged at all. I love the power, nothing jammed up. I love the blades. Again, all my tools are zero gapped. I adjust them right out the box as I get them. Usually that takes me the longest. I try to give myself about 10 minutes of just like setting them up correctly and then putting them to work. I never use any tools straight out the box. I always definitely adjust them first. And as you know, the more you use it, just always make sure that you're looking at those blades and making sure that they don't move around. Over time, they will, just from typical use. So that's something you definitely want to look for. If you are going to be zero gapping your tool, you always want to make sure you know where those blades are sitting so that they never overlap and hurt anybody. I mean, if you look at this taper and just in this video, it's a little time lapse, you can tell how nice and effortless this tool makes it. Now, last but not least, let's bring it back here. A new feature. Okay, so our tools are definitely made to cut dry or wet hair. I personally would like to recommend not to do that because what happens is when you're cutting wet hair, more hair gets stuck in between these blades. That's just personal preference, but it helps me prevent a lot of buildup in the tool, is that you have this magnetic faceplate that literally pops off just like that. And now it's an easier clean. You can oil your blades from here, but remember, always face them downward. You don't want them to run into the motor. You want it to kind of drip out one of the sides. I usually have it on a tilt if I ever do any of that. So once you're done with that, you literally, it's a magnetic piece right here. It literally will just connect back on. Same thing with the trimmers. This little top piece pops right off. What's nice with this one is that the blade is even more exposed, where you can zero gap the trimmer blade a whole lot easier. I know sometimes it may be a little bit difficult to reach in there from a certain angle, but now with this cap being able to come off, it's gonna make it a little bit easier to adjust. So I could adjust my tools, definitely clean any hair that's jammed up, and then simply again, magnetic piece pops right back on. So that really completes the entire review that I have about them. I've used it twice now. It's great, the balance is great. I love the new blades on them. We did a quick short drop during CT Barber Expo. It sold out within that first day. The next show that the Snap FX will be at before its official launch will be Premiere Orlando, which is coming up in June. But if you can't go to that show, just make sure to get ready. By August 1st is when it drops to all the distributors. Now that we've kind of covered this, please leave a comment below on what you guys feel about it. Are you gonna get it? Is there any other questions that you may have? Shout out to Babyliss Pro for hooking me up with an early set. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll see you guys in the next one.